local SEO is still important. What you've been doing to affect your local rankings on Google still helps today. Having a good Google business profile and set up with your keywords and your industries and all that stuff, it's important. Having local keywords targeted with the city and the state and all those things in blog articles, on the footer of your website, on your contact us page, important. Local citations. Citations were a thing we used to do for all local businesses. The different directories, Yelp, this and that, important still. And more important now, we'll talk about it in a second. Managing online reviews. Reviews are not just, and I'll make a bigger deal in a second, reviews are just a source of trust signals for AI now. It's not just, a number somewhere. So these are more important now than ever. And then, of course, optimizing your website for local SEO is important. If AI finds different phone numbers, different addresses, inconsistent information, that is going to affect you too. Now, AI also trusts consensus. It will compare your website, Yelp, BBB reviews, Chamber of Commerce reviews, everything. So let's talk about the 2 or 3 things you can do today to affect your local AEO. And these are true things we have done with clients that are working, and we're tracking through HubSpot AEO. So the first thing is local listing blogs. This is a typical thing that we used to do for SEO. The top companies for this service in this location. That's a typical blog we used to write. Everybody used to write this blog. And the blog used to go like this. When you're looking for a company that does these services in this location, there are multiple companies that can help you. And different companies act differently. Blah, 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 blah. Here are the companies. And usually you would not put yourself at the top because that looks like you're faking it. And you would put a bunch of companies and you would kind of say good things about them and because everybody has their own audience, and you might not put your best competitor, your biggest competitor there or something like that. This is they ask you answer at its best, right? And then at the end you would say, also, we do this and you're already on our website, so this is great, right? Well, not necessarily anymore, because people don't have to get to your website to read that blog article. AI and Google will read it, will summarize it, and use it to create the answer. So hold on. That means now you have become a trusted source to showcase your competitors. You might get the citation. You might have the link, but in the list, you might not show up. And this is real stuff that happened to us with one of our clients. They were not showing up on the list for best companies that do these services in this area. When it is true that they do that, the link to that article was showing up as a citation, as a source, as a trusted source for the answer, but they were not on the list. How crazy is that? Because they were showcasing their competitors more than themselves. So we turn it around, we rewrote that article. We wrote first about why it's important to find companies that do these things this way, and these methodologies and these way of doing things are important. That's how you find the best companies that do this in this area. And by the way, we are great at all these important things. And yes, here's some other companies that do that. And here's the pros and cons to some of them. This company might be too big. This company might be too small. You reframe it, you relaunch it. That becomes new content that AI loves because it's fresh. And that helps you grow. For that becomes the source, but also becomes a mention, which is critical to have both. Any questions about this one? I love this one because it works so well. And I'll tell you how to track it in a second. Let me know if you have any questions in the chat. I want to make sure that we go through all of this. Amazing, Miriam, right? Like amazing. When I saw, I'm going to tell you something. When I saw that the article they wrote was helping their competitors, showcasing their competitors, and it was still showing up as the source, I'm like, Oh my gosh, we are helping them without helping ourselves. It's incredible. It's better off to just delete the article instead of keeping it that way. So reframe it, make it happen. The second one is reviews. Reviews are now not just content that in a number somewhere, but it's also citations and content for AI sources as a trust source. Because reviews are real people saying real things about you, about the real things you did. And whatever reviews you have are going to affect your AI brand visibility. If you have better reviews and more reviews, it'll help you showcase your brand higher or showcase it against your competitors. If you have bad reviews, it'll create the narrative for your brand. So running a good business and running a good review strategy. So every time someone's happy, you ask them for a review, which is my way of doing it. Is like, oh, you want more reviews? Okay. Make sure everybody in your company knows that every time any single one of your clients says, oh, it was great what Jennifer did with us because of this. Oh, hold on. Do you mind putting that in a review? Oh, guys, I'm so happy. The website is so beautiful. Oh, hold on. Can you put that on a review? That is how you get better reviews, by asking people that are happy to go write it somewhere. So make sure that strategy exists. You can use HubSpot. Service Hub has a whole service. You can use automatic emails that go out. We do that. We have a process that every time someone, you can do it. You can do a little poll and say, are you happy? I'm happy, or no. And if they say like an NPS score, and if they say 8 or 9, then it goes, or 9 or 10, it goes automatically as an email that says, ask for a review, right? So think about that. Reviews are super important. Yoel, you said maybe after the second or third replay of the entire webinar, I might be able to phrase the many questions I have. Amazing, Yoel. Please write them all down. Send them to me on an email. I'll be happy to help, and I'll make another webinar just for you, man, with the questions that you asked me. That's exactly what the human to answer question is. That framework is all about. It's getting the questions from real humans and then creating content to answer those. So yes, please ask more questions. So reviews, super, super, super important. Pay attention to this. This is not just for local businesses. This is for every business. Reviews are the trusted source, one of the biggest trusted source for AI. So keep that in mind. Other citations, and this is hilarious to me. We were doing an AEO audit using HubSpot AEO, and at the bottom it says these are the top domains, that are getting citations. And I saw the Chamber of Commerce for the local business showing up as a trusted source. And I'm like, what the heck is this? What do you mean a Chamber of Commerce is now the trusted source? And then I started thinking, first of all, I clicked on it and it showed their Chamber of Commerce profile with all the information, the old name of the company, the wrong link. Again, this is like that 11-year-old video on YouTube, controlling the narrative. A Chamber of Commerce webpage that was created 5 years ago or something like that with the wrong information was the trusted source where AI was saying, yeah, this is the company. This is it. This is what the information is. Why? Think about it. The same way YouTube is a video with people talking. That's trust. You can trust that better than what a marketing company or marketer wrote for the company. Well, if you think about it, a Chamber of Commerce is a separate entity that has to check if the company exists. They're paying money. They're checking if the company is local. So for local SEO, the Chamber of Commerce is critical, because if you have a Chamber of Commerce, you better have, like, if you're heavily doing local AEO and SEO and you need to show up for a locality because you have an office or a business, you better be in the Chamber of Commerce and in the BBD and in all those old things that might not care anymore. You might not care anymore, but now they're critical because AI is saying, someone checked this, so this is probably true. And the marketers in the company cannot affect this. They can't just put whatever they want. Someone in the Chamber of Commerce is checking it. So think about these other things. The other one is listing reviews. and listing websites. There's a ton of listing websites in the past. And yes, we have used some for local SEO, and you can create citations with tools like Bright Local and things like that. And that's all great, and it still works. But just go and check using HubSpot AEO which ones are actually showing the most. Like Clutch. We had an IT company that was one of our clients, and Clutch was a huge thing when it's not necessarily good for IT, but now they're doing Clutch reviews because of that thought, because of showing it up there. And of course, check other ones. I'm just telling you the ones that we have found, but go check what happens in HubSpot AEO and look at those sources to make them grow. So let's talk about how to set up HubSpot AEO for local businesses. First of all, create groups. So if you're ranking, if you're tracking AI brand visibility with HubSpot AEO for locations, and you have, I don't know, 4, 5, 10 prompts for a specific location, and you have multiple locations, then create groups for each location so you can actually track how the AI brand visibility, how the sentiment, how the citations are changing for that location only when you do specific things for that location. And this is a good example right there. We had nothing in Knoxville and it started growing and growing and growing. You can see ChatGPT is coming late to the game. That happens all the time. This is one of the differences between the different models, and things go up and down, but we have like 75% for Perplexity, almost 100% for Gemini, and like 20%, 15% for ChatGPT from nothing. That's how you track it with HubSpot AEO. Set up the prompts for the location, set up a group, and look at the group separately. The other thing you need to know is go look at that group's recommendations. The recommendations are a genius thing that HubSpot did. HubSpot is not just tracking AI brand visibility. It's not just tracking sentiment. It's not just tracking citations and comparisons with your competitors. It's telling you what to do and where to do it on the recommendations. So go create a video, go create a blog article, go put something on this Reddit conversation. It's telling you what to do. And if you separate it per group, then you'll see the ones that will affect that group specifically. So some of the things I've told you, the citation, the blog article, the listing, those are some of the things that you'll see here. And you'll see new ones that HubSpot will tell you all the time. Not all of these are perfect, but definitely check them out.